So when people talk, they should go research the numbers of back then and then research my numbers and compare. I'm putting that together just so I can show the public, because now it's all about showing people that everybody been lying this entire time doing a smear campaign. So now I'm gonna show them, and then now you judge. Because y'all all judging, meaning people out there are judging off of hearsay, false allegations, and not facts. Get facts first, and then make your judgment.
Take me through.
All right, guys, so we got to follow up on a video that I did yesterday that I probably put more research into than any video I've ever done on this channel, okay? I literally worked like 5 hours on a video of the disastrous interview between Roland Martin and Miss Tiffany Henyard, okay? The corrupt ghetto city girl mayor of Dalton, Illinois, who is currently under FBI investigation, allegedly under FBI investigation, for alleged misuse of taxpayer dollars, okay? Apparently, she is locking out the trustees of her town, and she is misusing taxpayer funds for her own personal benefit. Like, for example, funneling taxpayer funds into a charity that clearly and obviously belongs to her, right? And Roland Martin had the opportunity of a lifetime to expose this mayor with facts in a live interview in which he could have confronted her with the facts to her face. But he chose not to because she is a black woman that's on his side of the political aisle. So he allowed her to come on his platform and to spew lies, despite the fact that there were facts out there. Okay, facts out there that he could have easily looked up and brought to the interview to confront the mayor on her lies and to really hold her accountable. He chose not to do it, okay? And now he is facing major backlash from his own audience for not conducting a tough interview with this mayor like he would have done had that mayor been a so-called black conservative or a black Republican or a black Trump supporter, because everybody knows Mr. Roland Martin has built his career as a so-called tough guy, right? He's a tough guy. Only when it comes to people he disagrees with politically. But when it comes to black women that are Democrats that mistreat black people in their own town, steal from black people, he's soft on them, right? Which is what he did in this interview. And now he's panicking because he's facing major backlash from his own audience, who are criticizing him, rightly so, because he gave this woman a softball interview. He clearly was not prepared going into his interview, and now he's trying to walk it back, right? Now he's trying to redeem himself in the most hilarious way possible. And we have to talk about it, okay? Because in his videos, he is getting ratioed epically, right? He's getting destroyed in the comment section. If you look at the ratio on his interview that he posted with her, okay, as you can see, this guy is getting destroyed. He now has come out with a fact check video begging the mayor to come back on his show so he can now actually conduct a real interview with her. And now this video is also getting ratioed into oblivion, and he's getting destroyed in the comment section because, again, his own audience, his own friendly audience knows that, yo, you fumbled the interview of a lifetime. And now he's trying to pretend like, oh, this was a part of the plan the whole time, right? And it's like, no. It wasn't a part of the plan the whole time. You messed up. And instead of actually admitting that you messed up and apologizing to your audience for messing up, he's trying to play tough guy now, right? And trying to pretend like, oh, well, this is what the plan was the whole time, while begging her to come back and do an interview with him, because now he's going to confront her with the facts, something that he should have did when he had her on the show to her face. He's saying, oh, no, come back. Now we got more questions for you. And it's just so hilarious to me because this guy clearly has no clue what's going on. And I'm going to tell you guys why he doesn't have a clue, right? Because the fact that he believes that she's actually going to come back on his show to answer these questions, now that he's actually going to give a proper interview where he's going to be hostile towards her, is ridiculous. And it shows you that he has no idea what he's doing. And he's in damage control mode because he's getting major backlash from his audience. And he's basically ruined his career with this interview. He really dropped the ball, right? He fumbled on the 1 yard line at the Super Bowl, bro, because he could have had some viral moments. He could have got millions of views on that video had he actually conducted a proper interview with this lady. But he really fumbled the bag, right? He really did. And now he's playing damage control. It is hilarious. So let's go ahead and watch this.
What is the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation? You said it's not affiliated with you at all.
Correct.
Well, what is it?
So someone made up a foundation. They named it after me, and they like my work that I do in the community, and it's called Tiffany Henyard Cares. So we all went.
Now, but they weren't registered. Have you contacted them and told them you can't use my name improperly?
Well, my lawyer's handling a lot of that stuff, so all I can tell you is that I'm not the one on anything. That's the only thing I can tell you right now. So I'm just trying to answer to the.
So you're saying there's a foundation that's not registered, but it has nothing to do with you?
Correct. That's true.
Okay.
That's
so
true.
You're not aware of any of the work that they've done, money that they've raised, anything along those lines?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so now he's going to come back, right, and try to play tough guy. After you just saw, he just played his own clip of him asking her these questions and not confronting her with the obvious facts about her lying in regards to her relations or what she knows about this charity, because we have proof that she funneled taxpayer dollars to the charity. There's also video of her admitting that she helped start the charity. She also knows the operations of the charity, the function of the charity. The registered agent of the charity works under her, is on the same town board that she's on. She's his boss, right? All these facts were out there before this interview, right? Now, all of a sudden, after the interview, in the backlash, Roland Martin is going to come back with the facts and try to play tough guy. Again, this is hilarious.
Okay. So she said in the interview that the foundation was not hers. This is from a council meeting.
I'm doing, and I'm really, really big on, that's dear to my heart, is I'm real big on a cancer foundation. I have created Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation, and what that entails is helping everybody within the 17 municipalities with services, such as well services and resources, such as if you need help paying for chemo, radiation, your medicine, your wigs, your prosthetic, your breasts, things of that nature, even helping you in housing.
So now I'm confused. In that video, in a council meeting, and I'm about to play the intro again, Mayor Henyard says, I have created a foundation. Press play.
Doing, and I'm really, really big on, that's dear to my heart, is I'm real big on a cancer foundation. I have created Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation, and what that entails is helping everybody.
So why didn't you play that clip during the interview, Roland? Why didn't you play the clip during the interview? As a so-called investigative journalist, as a so-called tough guy interviewer, because we know that's his brand when it comes to interviewing black conservatives, black Trump supporters, people that he disagrees with politically. He's a tough guy. Why didn't you play the clip during the interview? That would have been a better time. You could have confronted her with her own words, her admitting that I created this charity. Explain that. Why did you not confront her with this clip during the interview? Right? Why didn't you confront her with the clip? I don't get it. I don't understand. Because again, had that been somebody that he disagrees with politically, we know he would have did that. We know he would have had it. But again, because it's somebody that he agrees with politically, he purposely gave her a platform to spew her lies, and he was not interested in pushing back until he got backlash from his own audience, right? Until he found out, oh, black folks actually don't even like this woman, right? My own audience knows this woman is lying. Let me actually now try to do damage control because I'm getting destroyed, right? I basically ruined my reputation. Again, this is amazing. Let's listen to his explanation here because this is just hilarious to me.
So she says, I have created the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation. We pull the article of incorporation. Pull it up. Now, when I asked her about this, she said, someone made up a foundation. Okay, someone. Here's the problem. The registered agent of the foundation is a Keith Freeman. Keith Freeman works for the city of Dalton. If you look at the boards of the directors, there are 5 people. Kamal Woods, Pamela Earhart, Carmen Carlisle, William Moore, Cheryl Schranz, S-C-H-R-A-N-Z. Earlier today, I sent emails to Carmen Carlisle, who is listed as an assistant to Mayor Henyard for the city of Dalton. I sent an email to William Moore, who's listed as head of housing for the city of Dalton. So now I'm confused. Then I pulled additional information. Cheryl Schranz apparently is a vendor of the city of Dalton, and she has the tow yard contract for the city of Dalton. Again, this is where I'm confused.
Yeah, the whole city basically is running this charity, okay? I mean, the charity basically belongs to the city, okay? And it's clear and obvious there's conflicts of interest that she is essentially funneling taxpayer money into a charity that's basically being run by her subordinates. And again, all this stuff he should have presented in the interview with her. Now, after the fact, right, now he wants to do the fact check because he's getting backlash, and then he wants to come with the facts. But then if you listen to him, he's in the comment section telling people that are rightfully criticizing him for this, oh, I know what I'm doing. Nobody else knows what they're doing. I know what I'm doing. I'm tough guy. I'm seasoned journalist Roland Martin, right? I know what I'm doing. Got to make sure my eyes are real big, right? Yeah, this is what he's doing. This ain't my first rodeo. Well, I don't know, man. It definitely looks like your first rodeo if you watch the interview, right? It looks like you had no idea what was actually really going on, okay? But he also claims that, well, I was just information gathering, right? You guys know nothing about that. Well, it's like, dude, you didn't gather any more information in this interview than what people already knew coming into the interview, right? Your audience knew more about what this woman did, okay, or the allegations against her than you did. It was obvious. This is why they're flaming you. This is why you're getting backlash, right? But again, his pride and ego, okay, won't allow him to apologize and just admit that, hey guys, I really dropped the ball on this, right? I made a mistake. I fumbled the bag, right? I'm sorry, okay? Instead of just apologizing. No. This is what he's doing, right? This is what he's doing.
So I also sent an email to James Farrell, who is the head of communications for the city of Dalton, asking, are Dalton city employees listed below involved in the Henyard Cares Foundation board? No response. Moore didn't respond. Carlisle didn't respond. Keith Freeman didn't respond. I did send an email with these questions to the PR staff for Mayor Henyard, and pull up their response, please. This is a statement attributed to Mayor Henyard. Pull it up. I recognize there are questions surrounding my association with the Tiffany Cares Foundation. Allow me to clarify. While the foundation's purpose deeply resonates with me, due to personal experiences witnessing my mother's battle with cancer, I want to emphasize that I have never held a position on its board, nor am I involved in its daily operations. My connection stems from a sincere dedication to serving my community, particularly those confronting similar challenges. It's important to note that while my likeness is being used for the cause, I am not in an authority or operative position within the organization. My commitment remains steadfast to residents of Illinois and my mission to advocate for their health and wellness. Okay, I get that. But here's what I'm trying to understand. The mayor says, I'm not involved in his operation. I have no position. According to the Articles of Incorporation, she's correct. But the 5 people who are involved, 3 of them work for her, possibly 4. One person is alleged to be in a romantic relationship. I'm trying to confirm or deny.
Could have did that during the interview, homie. Right? Could have did that during the interview. That's so hilarious. Right? That's what's so hilarious about this. You could have did all this during the interview, brother. That is what people are upset about. Now you have to argue with her PR team, who they are not going to give you another interview, Roland. Right? That's the hilarious part about this. This guy is now acting shocked that nobody is responding to his messages, which he shouldn't be shocked because they never respond to people that are going to be hostile towards them, right? They don't respond. They don't even respond to the Attorney General of the state. Again, you would have knew that if you did your research. They don't respond to anybody that's hostile towards them, right? That actually ask them tough questions, right? They only respond to people who they believe are going to give them a platform to spread their lies, like you did, right? Which is why she agreed to do the interview in the first place, because she knew that you were going to go soft on her because she's a black woman Democrat, right? Now all of a sudden, you're trying to understand when you should have been trying to understand and ask these questions when you had her. You had her in your studio, and you could have confronted her with these facts, but you didn't. She could not squirm her way out of it. Her PR team wasn't there. She would have had to have explained it on the spot. But you didn't do it. And again, instead of apologizing, he's making it worse. This is terrible. This is embarrassing, bro. I would not have put up this video. Honestly, I would have just issued an apology. Look, guys, I'm gonna tell you, when I make a mistake, I tell you guys I make a mistake, right? I have no issues when I do wrong by the audience, right? If I mess something up, I will apologize because I don't have a big ego, okay? I'm not so full of myself that I double and triple down on obvious mistakes. But that's not this guy. This guy is tripling down on this. And again, it's embarrassing. It really is.
One of the 5 is a vendor with the city. So here's a foundation that the state attorney general's office has ordered them to stop accepting funds. But here's part of also the problem. Mayor Henyard participated in a vote that provided money to the foundation. Do we have that video?
No, you don't. You don't have the video. Yo, I'm dying, bro. I am dying. I am dying.
So that happened. So how do you then say in a meeting, I have created a foundation?
Oh my God.
And
wow.
In the same meeting,
wow,
you are describing what the foundation is going to do. So you give me a statement today saying I'm not involved in any of his actions or his decisions, but you said this in announcing the foundation, which describes its activities. How do you know this? Press play.
I'm really, really big on, that's dear to my heart, is I'm real big on a cancer foundation. I have created Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation, and what that entails is helping everybody within the 17 municipalities with services.
So here's the problem that has not been clarified by Mayor Henyard. And I did respond to her people, and I said, this statement does not, first of all, the email that I sent, I said, I have some additional questions regarding the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation. I laid out, and I said, my understanding is that Keith Freeman is the Dalton Village manager. Does Henyard have a personal relationship with Keith Woods? Is Pamela Earhart her assistant? Is Carmen Carlisle a trustee of Thornton Township? Is William Moore the housing director at Dalton? Is Cheryl Schranz a vendor with Dalton and is the official tow yard? I said, now last night, Mayor Henyard said she wasn't aware of who was behind the foundation. How can that be the case with all of these connections? Please provide me an answer. We will be doing this story tonight at 6 p.m. They responded. And I responded. This statement does not answer the questions I posed. Was Mayor Henyard aware that Dalton and Thornton Township employees created and oversaw this charity? Why did she say she was not aware who was behind this charity when every person has a tie to her? Why would she allow a charity to use her name, image, and likeness, but she have no involvement with it?
So I want you guys to understand. Again, this is how embarrassing this guy is, right? This is how much of a joke this is, okay? It's a clown show. It's so funny to me. You're begging them to answer questions that you should have asked her during the interview. And again, had you known, had you actually done research into this woman, you should have known that, hey, I'm not going to get another chance to get answers to these questions because she evades and dodges anybody that is hostile to her. She won't answer the local news media. She won't do an interview with the local news media when they have questions about this stuff. Everybody's been trying to get answers out of her. I am one of the very few people that had an opportunity to get these answers in an interview with her face to face, not virtual, face to face, and you failed to do it. And then after the fact, now you want to ask the questions that you should have been asking during the interview and want to play tough guy. Again, all questions that this guy would have asked had this woman been a black conservative. He would have had all this stuff ready to go. Again, it's funny how that works. This guy wants to tell you that, no, I know journalism. Everybody else is a novice, right? I'm a hard journalist, right? But yet, when it comes to the standards of journalism that the mainstream liberal media has set for us, right? They told us that, no, when you interview somebody like Trump, you have to be hard. You have to fact check every word they say. You guys remember the CNN town hall with Caitlin Collins? Caitlin Collins literally wouldn't let Trump finish a sentence without trying to fact check him. And the mainstream liberal media came out and said that's not enough. She didn't go hard enough against Trump, right? Because it's Trump. But now Roland Martin, who is on the same side of the political aisle as these so-called journalists that believe that, hey, we shouldn't even let the president of the United States talk without fact-checking him. This guy now wants you to believe that real investigative journalism is allowing somebody to spew lies on his platform without any pushback whatsoever, and then after the fact, begging them to answer questions about the lies that they told on his platform. Again, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. You see the double standard here? Good journalism, according to people like Roland Martin and his colleagues, is when you have somebody you disagree with politically on the show, you don't let them talk. You just fact check them the whole time, right? Don't even let them get a sentence out, okay, without fact checking him. But when you have somebody you politically agree with on the show, you just let them talk, right? You let them just spew lies on the platform and you don't confront them about it. And then if we get backlash for it, then we come back and we try to fact check them and beg them to answer questions that we should have been asking them during the initial interview. Again, it's amazing how that works. It's so funny because here's the thing. if the standards for journalism were allowing people to actually tell their story, regardless of whether or not it's true, if that's the standard that you establish for anybody, regardless of their political association, then that's fine. Okay, I wouldn't even be mad about this. Okay, I'll say, well, they do that with everybody, right? There's no hypocrisy here. But the problem is that we know that if Roland Martin did not agree with this person politically, he would have handled this much differently. He gave her a softball interview because she is a black woman who he agrees with politically, because she's a Democrat, right? Because this guy is not pro-black, he's pro-Democrat, right? He's pro-progressive, he's pro-liberal, okay? This guy had more smoke for a young black male conservative starting a school to teach black kids real skills. He had more smoke and questions for him because he didn't agree with Democrats than he has for a black woman mayor who apparently, allegedly, is misusing taxpayer funds that come from black people, stealing money from black people, shutting down black businesses, allegedly issuing hits, assassinations against black political opponents. He had more smoke for a young black conservative male starting a black school, trying to raise funds. Had more questions, more skeptical of him. A mayor that is clearly and obviously, overtly corrupt and screwing over her own people. Again, it's amazing how that works. And then these people will turn around and tell you, well, I'm fighting in the interest of black folks, right? I'm pro-black. Yeah, it's just so funny to me. And this is why I'm doing these videos, because I'm showing you guys. I'm literally proving that these people are not pro-black, right? They're pro-progressive. They're pro-Democrat. They don't care about black folks. He's showing you. He's showing you. He's more skeptical of young black men actually doing positive things for black people in his own community than he is of a corrupt mayor screwing over black folks. It's so funny to me. It's so hilarious.
She has voted for monies to be sent to the charity. The charity has used Dalton City Services. She has promoted the charity on her social media, personal pages, and in meetings. So how is she not aware of the goals, objectives, and business dealings of the charity? That last one hasn't been answered. So these are the type of questions that raise doubt in the minds of people regarding the veracity of Mayor Henyard. It also raises some fundamental conflicts of interest. If you are the mayor of Dalton and the village manager is a subordinate of yours, how is he the agent of a nonprofit that bears your name? That's one. How do you have a housing director who's an employee of Dalton, which means that they work for you, the mayor, but they are a board member of a charity that bears your name?
Okay, so again, all questions he should have asked during the interview. Let's fast forward to what this guy is looking for here. Okay, let's fast forward.
So a number of things that was said last night in the interview, I'm going to need answers to, because based upon additional research, there are a variety of contradictions in what we were told last night on this show and what we know today. I'll let y'all know when we have more information.
Well, here's a news flash for you, Roland, and you would know this had you done any research before conducting that interview, is that you're not going to get any answers to your questions because now she knows that you're hostile towards her, right? That you're not going to softball her anymore. So now she's not going to do another interview with you. She's not going to answer the questions, and you literally fumbled the bag. You fumbled the bag. Had this man conducted a proper interview, had he confronted her with the questions that he now has after this fact check, after he actually went and did some research, something he should have did before the interview, that video would have got millions of views, right? That video would have got millions of views. He could have exposed her on the spot. He could have elevated himself into another stratosphere of journalism, right? But because he put his political affiliations ahead of his journalistic integrity, he gave her a softball. He gave her a platform to lie, and she got away with it. She got away with it. What you're doing in this fact check video is no different than what I do. It's no different. I'm a commentator. I don't even claim to be a journalist, right? You had her on for an interview to press her, okay, to present the facts to her, and you failed to do it. Now you want to try to play damage control and pretend like, well, I knew what I was doing the whole time. Well, if you knew what you were doing, you would have known that she's not going to respond to any of these questions that you have, so you might as well ask her on the spot when you had her on the show, right? You should have asked her on the spot because that was the only time you were going to get her. You're not going to get another opportunity after that. If you had been paying attention, had you done your research, you would have known that before you conducted the interview that, hey, this is going to be our only chance to get answers for my people, right? For black folks, okay? So again, this is so hilarious to me. This individual is being exposed, right? He's being exposed. As the con artist that he is. I mean, that's what it is. Because again, we all know what he would have done had this woman been somebody that he disagrees with politically. We all know. He would not have given this person an opportunity to come on his platform and to say things that he disagrees with. I'm not even going to say lies, right? Because that's a more accurate description. He would not have given this person an opportunity. He would have fact-checked them with every sentence that came out of their mouth. He would have questioned them. He wouldn't ever let him talk. But with Tiffany Henyard, he just allowed her to just say whatever she wanted. And now that he's getting backlash for it, now that his integrity has been called into question, now that his reputation's on the line, now he wants to come back and try to pretend like, oh, well, I knew what I was doing the whole time. And, you know, this is just a part of the plan. You guys don't understand. you guys are novices. I'm an expert, right? When again, your colleagues in the mainstream liberal media have been kicking and screaming and crying about how liberal media journalists, when they get somebody like Trump on their platform, they don't question him enough. They don't fact check him enough in real time, right? So again, the standards of journalism that have been set by your liberal colleagues, you clearly are not doing or adhering to in this interview. But you believe in these standards when it comes to interviewing people that you disagree with politically. Again, the damage control is hilarious, right? This guy has exposed himself, and watching him try to backtrack, right, and try to, correct the situation, it's just hilarious. He's better off giving an apology, right? You're better off just admitting that, hey, I was wrong, I apologize, but his ego is not going to let him do that, right? He rather just continue to die on this hill, pretending like he knew what he was doing and that he actually did his research before he came into this interview. He'd rather do that rather than to just admit that, hey, I was wrong. I should have handled this differently. I fumbled the bag. I dropped the bag, right? Again, this is funny to me. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.